Does your dog have OCD? Keep listening to Formosa Fauna to find out. Spend the next 20 minutes feeding your brain with Formosa Fauna so you can learn all about the animal kingdom and become smarter than all of your friends. Every Friday is Formosa Fauna Friday. Hello, I'm Tristan Hildebrand, the voice of Formosa Fauna. I love animals and I love talking about them. If you're even remotely curious about the animal kingdom, you're in the right place. On today's agenda, we're going to take an interesting look at OCD in dogs, whether or not that's even a thing and what it would look like. But before we get to that, let's start off with a couple of current events about animals here in Taiwan. The Ocean Affairs Council, OAC, of Taiwan has issued an important advisory urging the public to refrain from pushing stranded marine animals such as whales, dolphins, and sea turtles back into the sea. This recommendation comes from the OAC's Marine Animal Rescue Network and the Ocean Conservation Administration, emphasizing the dangers that well-meaning individuals can cause by attempting to return these animals to the water without proper care and evaluation. Stranded marine animals, which are often lung-breathing, are at a great risk if they are not thoroughly assessed before being reintroduced into the ocean. In many cases, these animals may not be able to survive the return journey. When humans attempt to push them back into the sea, it can lead to severe injury or even death. This is especially true for exhausted or sick marine animals, as they may be too weak to swim and they can drown if not rescued properly. Moreover, some animals may need medical treatment, rehabilitation, or further assistance before being safely returned to their natural habitat. The OAC's report highlights the severity of the issue, revealing that in 2024 alone, there were 159 instances of whale and dolphin strandings in Taiwan. Sadly, most of these cases ended in fatalities. In addition to the cetaceans, 237 dead sea turtles were found, with 88 live ones also stranded on Taiwan's shores. Many of these animals were prematurely pushed back into the ocean by individuals who were unaware of the potential harm that they could cause. These actions, although well-intentioned, have sometimes led to the deaths of vulnerable creatures. The Ocean Affairs Council strongly advises that rather than attempting to handle stranded marine animals on your own, people should immediately contact local authorities or the Coast Guard at 118 to report such incidents. Most members of the public are not equipped to assess the situation, determine the best course of action, and provide the necessary care for the animals. But you know who is? Trained professionals and marine wildlife rescue teams, which is why it would be a great idea to contact the Coast Guard again at 118 to report such incidents. The report further notes that certain regions of Taiwan experience higher rates of strandings, particularly Lianqiang County on the Mazu Islands and Yilan County. These areas have seen some of the highest numbers of stranded marine animals, with both live and deceased animals washing ashore regularly. The Ocean Affairs Council's guidance stresses the importance of public awareness and cooperation in protecting marine life and ensuring that stranded animals receive the proper care they need to survive and potentially be returned to the wild in a safe and sustainable manner. So now you know. A young leopard cat was rescued in Gongguan Township, Miaoli County last week after being found injured and seeking shelter in a mushroom farm. The cat, suffering from hypothermia due to a recent cold front, had also dislocated a hind leg. The farm owner, Cao Fuxiong, reported the situation after hearing unusual sounds coming from the farm's indoor area. Upon investigation, he found the injured leopard cat, initially mistaking it for a stray cat. However, after the animal made a loud noise, Zhao suspected it was a critically endangered leopard cat and contacted local authorities. Good idea. A++. The Miaoli County Agriculture Department confirmed his suspicion. The cat, a juvenile male about 1 year old and weighing 2 kilograms, was extremely weak and had a dangerously low body temperature. The leopard cat was transported to a veterinary hospital for treatment and later transferred to the Taiwan Biodiversity Research Institute for further care. Tao's farm, located in an ecologically rich area, is home to various wildlife, including crab-eating mongooses and swinhoes pheasants, although encountering a leopard cat was unexpected. Speaking of unexpected encounters, I come from a place in the United States where we don't really have stray dogs. I would go so far as to say in my city, there are 0 stray dogs. If you see a dog running loose outside, they are virtually 100% of the time going to be somebody's dog who just escaped, either from a yard or a leash. So these dogs are always very reliant on humans, friendly with people, and never appear in packs. They're always alone, or maybe with a sibling. Just the 2 of them. Imagine my surprise my first year in Taiwan in Yilan County when I rounded a corner on my way home from school and saw a pack of 6 or 7 stray dogs, big and small, roaming the streets together. Thankfully, that pack was not vicious and couldn't have cared less about me, but I have heard stories that some of these animals can get aggressive, even chasing or biting people. If this happens, what do you do? If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're confronted by a pack of stray dogs, the key is to remain calm and avoid any actions that might provoke them. First, avoid eye contact with the dogs, as direct staring can be interpreted as a challenge. Instead, keep them in your peripheral vision while maintaining a calm, non-threatening demeanor. Do not run, as this may trigger the pack's chase instinct. Instead, try to slowly back away from the pack without turning your back to them, keeping a steady pace and avoiding sudden movements. If the dogs start to show aggression or approach you, try to create distance or use an object as a barrier. If you have a backpack, jacket, or stick, hold it out between you and the dogs. Dogs may be intimidated by something larger, like an object or even your own extended arms, so try to make yourself appear bigger. If you don't have any objects, try to maintain a confident posture by standing tall, speaking calmly but firmly, and making occasional loud noises like clapping your hands or shouting to assert dominance and deter them from approaching further. In the worst case scenario, if the dogs become aggressive towards you and you can't escape, you may need to defend yourself. What I learned in school was that curling up in a ball can help protect yourself from nasty bites, because the pose is not only very unthreatening, the shape is also harder to get a bite out of. If you think about it, fingers can easily fit in a dog's mouth, whereas a rounded back, not so much. Harder to get a grip on that. After the situation has passed, seek help immediately and report the pack to local authorities to prevent further attacks on others. Send me an email at tristan@rti.org.tw, tristan@rti.org.tw, and let me know if you've ever been chased or attacked by a stray dog or pack before. Can dogs have OCD? Short answer, yes. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder, simply defined in humans as a mental and behavioral disorder in which an individual has intrusive thoughts and feels the need to perform certain routines repeatedly to relieve the distress caused by the obsession, to the extent where it impairs general function. Some dog owners, when faced with seemingly obsessive behavior like pacing, circling, tail chasing, fly biting, and non-stop barking, have wondered, does my dog have OCD? Similarly to how OCD shows itself in humans, dogs will exhibit behaviors out of context and or excessive to their actual need to achieve their apparent goal. Dr. Karen L. Overall, a leading veterinary behaviorist, explained that most dogs who clean their fur will not lick down to the bone, but those with OCD might. A dog might chase a fly and stop whenever the fly leaves, but one with OCD will obsessively chase flies around even when there are none left. Behaviors may include tail chasing, licking, and sucking. If these behaviors are, again, out of context in terms of degree, frequency, form, and intensity, they may also interfere with the dog's ability to respond normally to social stimuli, perhaps even pain. These behaviors are all physical manifestations of an underlying profound anxiety. Dr. Overall says she has never been able to treat a dog for OCD without treating their anxiety. Dogs with OCD may very well enjoy rule-based activities like flyball and agility courses because they are structured, repeatable activities. They may be a good choice for dogs with OCD, but they will not treat the underlying anxiety. If you are concerned that your dog might have OCD, the first step would be to consult a veterinarian to rule out any potential underlying physical illnesses. Then, once you can rule those out, consult an animal behaviorist for a proper diagnosis and potential treatment. Let's talk about Aristotle. Aristotle is a name I'm sure we're all very familiar with. Aristotle was born in Macedonia, ancient Greece, and at 18 or 17 years old, he joined Plato's Academy in Athens, where he studied for 20 years, writing on physics, biology, zoology, politics, economics, government, poetry, and music. He later traveled to Lesbos, an island, with a student to study the island's botany and zoology. Much of his history of animals was based on observations he made there. And let me leave you with an Aristotle quote: "If any person thinks the examination of the rest of the animal kingdom an unworthy task, he must hold in like disesteem the study of man." Unfortunately, not everything has been smooth sailing in the animal kingdom here in Taiwan. A ferret badger was found dead in Taiwan Township, Miaoli County, testing positive for rabies on March 3rd, marking the third such case in the township and the 12th in the county since 2023. This latest incident, confirmed by the Ministry of Agriculture's Veterinary Research Institute, adds to the ongoing rabies concern in the area, where cases have so far been confined to wild animals, particularly ferret badgers in mountainous regions. In response to the growing threat, the Miaoli County government has announced that veterinarians will visit households in Taiwan Township on March 21st and 22nd to administer rabies vaccination booster shots for cats and dogs. The government will also increase patrols in high-risk areas to prevent the disease from spreading to domestic pets. Miaoli County officials have urged residents to follow the 2 don'ts and 1 do rule to protect their pets from rabies. Avoid letting dogs and cats roam freely without leashes, refrain from capturing or coming into contact with wild animals, and do ensure pets receive their annual rabies vaccinations. If bitten or scratched by a wild animal or suspected rabid stray, individuals should immediately wash the wound with soap and water, disinfect with betadine or alcohol, and seek medical attention promptly. It is also, of course, important to report such incidents to the local animal protection office for follow-up. We've had quite a few updates out of the zoos in Taiwan as of late, which is usually pretty good news to wrap up these episodes with. Most recently, Kaohsiung's Shoshan Zoo has announced the arrival of 3 capybara pups, which were introduced to the public during a special event on March 1st. The pups were born during the Lunar New Year holiday to mother Leah and father Rui. That's tricky to pronounce, but it's R-U-I, which sounds like Rui, so we're going to call him Ray Ray. The couple had been paired together for 1 year prior. The pups have been named Lima, Lila, and Lisong. Their mother, Leah, has apparently shown remarkable maternal instincts, keeping her pups hidden whenever strangers approach, while Ray Ray has been quietly guarding them. Capybaras are known for their gentle and social nature, often getting along well with other animals like turtles, monkeys, and chickens. They are herbivores and have few natural predators. The Shoshan Zoo staff is committed to ensuring the pups grow strong and healthy. To celebrate their arrival, the zoo will host a special event on March 1st at 2 p.m. where visitors can learn about capybara characteristics and meet the pups for the first time. In addition to the capybaras, the zoo also welcomed a miniature donkey foal named Pong Pong, born to mother Hua Hua and father Shrek. The foal is described as having a gentle and lovable personality. To mark these exciting new arrivals, the zoo is offering special promotions from February 28th to March 2nd. While unfortunately for us that has already passed, visitors who posted photos of the capybaras or miniature donkeys on Facebook or Instagram could enjoy a free meal upgrade or a buy one get one free deal at select restaurants and cafes within the zoo. In other zoo news, Taipei Zoo has announced a collaboration with the Mandai Wildlife Reserve in Singapore to launch a Malayan tiger breeding program aimed at boosting the species population. The partnership began with the arrival of Sarakin, a female Malayan tiger from Taipei Zoo, in Singapore on Wednesday. After undergoing a 30-day quarantine, Sarakin will be introduced to a male tiger in Singapore as part of the breeding efforts. In return, the zoo in Singapore will send a male Malayan tiger to Taipei, where it will be paired with one of the zoo's female tigers. The goal of this exchange is to foster successful breeding and enhance genetic diversity within the population. The Taipei Zoo currently has 2 female tigers, Shima and Sarakin, both 3 years old, and has been preparing Sarakin for this partnership by training her for the journey and acclimatization process. The zoo joined the International Malayan Tiger Conservation Program in 2024, working alongside global organizations such as the U.S. Association of Zoos and Aquariums and the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums. Additionally, the zoo secured the loan of 2 female tigers from France's Le Parc des Félines to further strengthen breeding efforts. Tigers are classified as endangered, and Malayan tigers are critically endangered, making this breeding initiative crucial for their conservation. Taipei Zoo has been working with the European Association of Zoos and Aquaria since 2022 to support the Wildcats Conservation Alliance, which focuses on tiger and other wildcat species protection. Through these efforts, the zoo hopes to contribute significantly to the survival of Malayan tigers in the wild. And guess what? In an Animal Rescue Diaries update, as I mentioned last time, I am currently fostering a sick kitty. I had previously, about 1.5 weeks ago, got notice that she was being released from the vet after about a month of intensive care, which to me, I thought that meant that she could basically be adopted out. So I started brainstorming different ways that I could get attention for her and get people to adopt this cat who is missing one eyeball and is very sick with a disease that she will never recover from because it is FIV in cats. But it quickly became clear after she came to my apartment that she was not ready for a family unless that family is veterinarians, honestly. She is still so skinny, although she is 2.5 kilograms, that I can feel and see the definition of basically all of her bones. And it is very unsettling for me because I've pet a lot of cats in my day, and I've never been afraid more than I am now to pet her anywhere besides her head. But she loves being pet on the head, so I've been giving her a lot of head pets. And while she's still wheezing as she's recovering from her pneumonia, my goodness, the poor soul, she is also purring, which sounds very cute. Cats thrive on routines, so I've been really drilling that in and giving her a set time when I turn on the lights, turn off the lights, feed her, do everything so she can recover more quickly. How about you? Do you have any animal-related stories or things you've seen online in the news? Questionable things? Please send those to me. I would love to hear about it, whether it's a personal experience or an observation. Send it my way. If you're a fan of snail mail, you can always send me a letter. I love letters. The address is number 55 Bei'an Road in Taipei, Taiwan. Or, of course, the easier way would be to send me an email at tristan@rti.org.tw. That is tristan@rti.org.tw. Making it to the end of an episode makes you a Formosa Fauna friend. It's not gross, it's cute. Thank you for tuning in, friend. All animals require enrichment, and Formosa Fauna is just that. After all, we're all just a bunch of wild animals. See you next time for Formosa Fauna Fridays here on Radio Taiwan International.